Hi, it's me again. Just a reminder that this video is part 2 of an overall scrap room, craft room tour, and this one's concentrating more on around the scrap area, desk, and the drawers. And the first one, which will be labeled part 1, is just an overview of the whole room. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Alright, so I'm back here at my scrap desk. It's actually been, I think, about a week and a half since I filmed the first video, and we've already started taking things down to move. So there used to be a big, I don't know what you call it, a big cabinet up here that is no longer there. I have, emptied out parts of my sewing area. I've got stuff everywhere, empty drawers and all that. And I've been saving my scrap space for last. So it turns out we are going to be emptying a lot of stuff, but still put our house on the market while we're here. So it's going to be a little creative moving around. I'll still have some scrap stuff out for a bit more, but this weekend it's time to empty a lot of this stuff out. Some of the furniture needs to go out. So see, like my fabric, I've already started packing that up. Over here I had buttons and flowers and such. Started packing all that up. Making progress. But I wanted to come back and show you some of my drawers a little more. So the first time I filmed, I did go into some drawers, but not any of these around my actual scrap space. So I'm going to start here from the right hand side, which is opposite what I would normally do, but seems right for this, and just come a little closer and show you inside and just give you a peek into how I have everything organized. And I can imagine that when I move, it'll kind of stay the same as it is now until I figure systems out better for that space. So I pointed out I have cardstock, mostly cardstock here above. These are just 8.5 by 11, and I do like to do the Roy G. Biv Rainbow Order. A lot of this cardstock is old that I ordered from Paper Tray Ink. Some of these with circles or polka dots. This is vellum cardstock, which this one's fabulous. It's linen vellum cardstock, and you see that texture. So I do like to order 8.5 by 11 cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. My favorite stamps has good packs. So like this, for instance, this really deep navy blue is from my favorite stamps. This one's actually, I think, from Michael's. It's just regular blue. This one actually might be bought from W+9 because it matches the ink that I absolutely adore. It's their Lake House color. So they have some good cardstock that matches their ink. I don't use them in particular to match. I just, if I like a color that I think I'll use a lot, I'll get that. So I have a lot of these stripes and polka dots in several colorways. Like I said, here's some more of that linen vellum. It's really cool texture, and I've used that way back. I think in the spring I posted a photo of a layout I made where we designed the skyline, the London skyline, and I cut it out of several different vellums, and that was one of them. So there's like 3 layers of vellum to give it depth. I have, you see, more vellum I've got. Now I'm not sure where I got this one. Black, because you can always use black a lot. Some different cream tones and craft. I happen to love the Paper Tray craft. Some crafts are darker than others. This one I think is a really nice shade. I tend to get some of their stone. There's several different ones. I'll have to look them up. I think this is just a cream, but it's a special one that has those little flecks. I like to use those for card making bases. And there's a stone one here too, which is a gray. I don't know. I think it's this one. So it's just a gray tone. You can't really see that, I think. And then I do have some Nina white, solar white cardstock as well. So that's what I keep here. And oh, there's a few other little bits and pieces. I think this is just from Michael's, some black. And then these are from Paper Train Ink. There's some pads. Oh, no, that's just a 8x8 pad I got at Joann's ages ago. And some that are Paper Train Ink, also 8x8. Which I think is making a comeback. But I like 6x6 a lot more. But I still hang on to those. Okay, so I had shown you just a peek. I have two places I keep scraps. This was the original, and then it got too much, so I decided to divide them. This is now, there's some on top here. White, cream, black, vellum, just the neutral stuff. So I just stick it all in. There's no organization. I know if I need a scratch piece of paper, I can come in here. I don't know if I can pull this out without it flopping. There we go. Balance it. I even put some scraps back after I've tried them out. I think they got this from the baby section at Target. So just all sorts of neutral scraps to pull from. Some are for just cutting something small, or some are even some big sheets. Just try to recycle it. So that's what I have there. There's even some of these from the checkbooks, because they make really good tags. They can make really good tags. So that's what's in that scrap bin. And I find that I'm definitely do well when I don't try to over-organize and I just can rifle through scraps. Ages ago, I would organize scraps by color, and it drove me nuts. And then this is all my pretty pattern paper. Tons and tons in here. I need to start using some scraps too. And then I put some old cardstock scraps in here in colors. I got rid of a lot of colored cardstock that was in either too bright or too 80s-ish. You know, like the maroons, all maroon went bye-bye. Most of my browns, much of the sage green, and I like kind of pure colors. There's a sage green left, but that's because it has alphabet on it. So anyways, this is my current pattern paper scrap bin. And I think it's a lot of fun to be able to go through, not knowing what you're going to find, and rifle through, and you can find different combinations as you lay your eyes upon them. Okay, this is going to be really hard, so I'm going to put this down and I'll be right back. Okay, one-handed putting those back was impossible. So now they're both in their little cubbies. And now I'll go to this one. So this is where I keep Felicity Jane and Cocoa Vanilla Studio stuff. And pretty soon I will have to find a better solution because I am overflowing. So no rhyme or reason. All the stamp sets here, except for some I've taken out for maybe Project Life, and ephemera, stickers, all of it in here. And I'm the first to admit that I'm sort of collecting this more than using it. I'll use some of those. Washi and all that. I just recently placed an order for some of the stuff in there. So there's mostly Felicity Jane, and this is all in scraps from my used, and you can see some of this is Cocoa Vanilla Studio scraps from a couple scrap pages. So the reason why I keep these separate is because I feel that they are fairly similar in, not necessarily in the style of what they are. Felicity Jane feels more light, feminine, and the Cocoa Vanilla Studio feels less so. I'm not sure how I'd categorize them, especially since I tend to like some of their, one of the things I love about Cocoa Vanilla Studio the best are their boy, quote-unquote boy lines, but then I do have some of their girly stuff. It's a little different than Felicity Jane, and yet the colors are that light pastel, and I don't have much of the light pastel, so I'm just keeping these together. And then I have papers down here. Oh, it's really hard to see down here if I don't pan out of it, isn't it? So, oh, and there's some random ones in here too. Oh yes, I forgot. I put some cut aparts in here as well. And that's Cocoa Vanilla Studio, Cocoa Vanilla Studio. Oh, there's a pack. Felicity Jane stuff in packs, and then I have just cardstock, pattern papers. So that's what's in here. And when I move, the plan will definitely be, here's some pieces. Oh, and there's okay, so the plan will definitely be that this is not all going to be in one drawer, mishmashed and thrown together like this. Definitely have, I'm planning to get more cubbies and or Alex drawers, because I will not have a closet in our new space. All right, so here, I happen to like this drawer a lot, and I don't come in it often enough. So I put these dividers in the Michaels type Jet Max Cube, and they're just from, you know, like you get dividers for the kitchen drawers. And over here, I've got lots and lots of strips, branding strips, other things I cut into strips. That's what this side is. And I use them. I don't use them enough to empty this, but I use them. So that's what's on this side. This side has stickers. So one of my hardest things to organize are these sticker packs or sticker sheets. These are mostly 6 by 12. And they're no particular, I haven't divided up anything by manufacturer or anything. Just sticker sheets. So I just have them standing up here. Some are very, very old, like that. And some are very, very new. Oh, this is old too. And there's even stuff that's just stickers that I got at, you know, one of the stores that isn't necessarily scrapbook stickers. These are new, I think. So yeah, Emoji Love, that's from last past year. So also sticker sheets that I haven't put anywhere else because I have stickers that are smaller, or I've cut up the alphabet portion or whatever in other areas. And then this side is mostly a cork. And I love all this lovely cork. I need to use it more. So if I want something that's cork, because that's one of those things that I think of by type, then cork is here. And then there's a few other border strips, which should probably go into the other side. Oh, and big, long wood veneer strips as well. No, anything that's a banner. Oh, wow. Sometimes it's fun going into your own drawers and realizing what you have. Okay, so that's what's in here. I want to kill it though. Kind of lays flat a little. There you go. All right. And then down here we have lots and lots of little bitty things. So sequins I've purchased, and what I have them in little jars of different sizes. Some of these I bought in packs and divided them up myself. Some were divided already. So I sort of go with rainbow. I tend to have a lot of aquas and blues, and then other things I put together. These might have come together as a pack, and some I might have divided. I can't remember exactly. But so sequins, and then if I've gotten them in, like I think this is, I'm not sure who makes that particular, let's see, Neat and Tangled. Okay, so like I haven't put this away in a jar, but I prefer putting them in a jar. I feel nervous keeping things in, small things like that in baggies. And then I have some Nuvo drops I tried. I don't really like them very much, but I'm going to keep them. And these are really old enamel accents from Ranger, which kind of the precursor to these Nuvo drops. So there's the white. I've used them a few times, that's all. And then these are homemade perler beads. And the funny thing is that there was discussion about making your own enamel dots out of perler beads. And some people are like, why would you even bother? And it's, you know, like, enamel dots are expensive. So one reason people make their own is for the cost savings. But I was attracted to the fact that there are these beads that are striped. So I bought packs, and my kids were getting these perler bead packs, and so I just bought them some more. And I took out the ones that were striped, and I made my own striped enamel dots, and I absolutely love them. I divided them into 2 colorways. So they're so fun. See? So for me, it wasn't about the price, because let me tell you, I got plenty of enamel dots, and I still buy more enamel dots. It was more of just getting the striped ones. See, so here's some ones, some of them before they melted. And you put them upright on a sheet of parchment paper, and I do them in the toaster oven, and then you get the little enamel dots. See that? So they're a lot of fun. And then I did buy some that I haven't melted yet so I wanted the stripy ones here. And more back here. I give my kids the plain ones, except I got all these awful ones, which I thought were fantastic color, because it's like my favorite right now. And the minis. Those are going to be adorable little tiny enamel dots. So that is why I get those. And then I have here, one of my kids got, you know, for nail art, all these little micro beads, and they didn't want them. Neither kid wanted them, so. Oh, you see the static in there. So I've got some in here. I have some more in, I believe, my Christmas supplies to use for that if I ever want to. And it's not the sort of thing I will use very often, but I thought it'd be fun to keep. And then I have more jars here. I love, love, love mason jars, so I don't have too many. Some empty ones. And I keep them upside down so you can see things. Okay. I probably spent way too much time on one drawer. We have here crochet thread and these thick threads, and I've gotten them for a variety of reasons. Like some of these were just like dirt cheap on clearance. I'm like, yes, I think all of these actually, because they're on Martha Stewart. And I use them for wrapping gifts. I have used them on like some of these on pages and whatnot. Some really old felt cutouts that I've gotten at like Scrapbook Expo. And then felt, and this is all paper tray ink. I love their 100% wool, amazingly soft and thin wool. And I would love to get more, but since I've had these for years, and you know, I've cut into some, but not, I've never used them up. I can't buy more. But oh my God, if you could feel these are amazing. This is not that felt that you can get at the regular store in sheets for kids. Oh God, this is night and day. It's just absolutely adorable. I just love touching it. And it makes great embellishments because they cut very cleanly with the die cutter, and they are thin and they're soft, and I love them. All right, my ribbon drawer. My sister-in-law made me these out of cardboard. Gosh, about, I don't know, 7 years ago. And so I have my ribbon rolled in colorways, and this is all messed up because my kids use my ribbon more than I do. So different colorways. And then there's some pins holding them on. I also have some of these. These are for ribbon. I can't remember what they're called and where I got them, but they hold the ribbon. They might have been from the Crop and Style brand. And then I also have some rolls, some scraps, some rolled in these little holders. I'm a sucker for themed ribbon, and I don't really know how to use it all now. Some, it's like I couldn't resist this. It was in a roll. It was clearance, but mostly I use it for gift wrapping. I just love those colors and that design. And then I have baggies of snippets of ribbon in different colorways. So that's what all this is. A ribbon drawer. Oh, I even have some that I got. This is actually quilt binding. I got this one in a little shop in England too. This is real cool. So that's what's in here. And then here I have my evolution stuff. So if I come back here, I believe I went over it before. My evolution sits here. I used to have a cutter bug, and I gave that to my sister-in-law, and I got this instead because you can emboss with it. And I knew it had this electric motor, which I didn't get at first, and after I did, I wish I'd gotten it in the beginning anyway. And I have, per Jennifer McGuire's suggestion, this magnetic bowl for all those little when you're die cutting, you put your stuff on there and you don't lose it. And then here are my dies and embossing folders. But over here I have the plates that I got for, these are the Sizzix plates because I felt like I wasn't getting the results I wanted with the Evolution plates, which are very flexible. Because you can also emboss. And here's the bases right here. And I think I might have been doing it wrong because I thought you don't want to put it so it cuts down into the plate. I thought you wanted it to cut into the embossing part, and maybe that's why I was doing it wrong. But anyways, I got these and I'm just much happier just using these clear plates. Here's the plug, and I have all the letterpress stuff in here, and I've yet to play with the letterpress portion of the evolution. That's the other reason I got it. But for instance, I got these two letterpress plates, and how adorable is this? I love that. And I want to do them. This one I think came for free. I think there's one more set in here somewhere. They might be not in a box. And then I also have some of my, oh gosh, these are really old dies that I didn't get rid of when I got rid of my my Cuttlebug. Some border dies. So I don't use these often because I have my Silhouette Cameo, but they're there. And then I have the letterpress inks that I've bought. So that's what's in here. And it's a good thing I'm going to be emptying this out to pack up anyway because I'm making a mess. Then the last one here. Oh, and forgive me if I'm just moving crazily around. I've never tried filming before. Drop cloth for all my painting and misting. This is actually old fabric that I bought to make curtains, and I made curtains and I had extra fabric, and I've had this for like 20 years and I'm tired of seeing it, so I use it as a drop cloth. And here's another piece of it. Oh, I have no problems with using fabric I've had for 20 years and just ruining it. Watercolor pencils I got in one of those like garage sales, and I've used a few times. I like these a lot. And then lots of packaging. This is where I stick packaging in, and pieces of wax paper, parchment paper, pieces of sticker sheet backing. And then I do have some of these. Sometimes you need like a little something like a foam piece. So for some reason this isn't focusing right. Hold on. I think I hit the screen and it was focusing somewhere else. Or maybe it's just too dark in here. Oh boy. Come on, autofocus. There we go. Okay, so foam pieces where I've taken I mentioned before, I unmounted all my stamps, including wood ones and these foam ones. So that's where the stamp was. And you put this easy cling mount stuff on the backs instead. And then you can attach it to any acrylic block. So I kept some of these little foam pieces. Stuff here too. I'm not happy how this is focusing. So I might have to stop recording and make sure it's autofocusing right before I come back. But let's continue and see. All right. Now, this is stuff I use more. Top drawer, right where I sit. Things I can reach the most. Acrylic blocks, ink, whatever these called, daubers. These as well for the square ones. Ink refill or reinkers, all embossing powders, and not all of them. There's one more down in the next drawer. And then cleaners for my stamps and more inkers right there. Recently on one of the Facebook groups, someone asked about embossing powder, and there's a few people that agreed with me, or at least I noticed they were recommending the same thing I actually like. And it's, besides these embossing powders from Zing, and I think there's a Wow, those are Recollections. I thought I had a Wow. Yeah. That one's a matte one, which I haven't used yet. I'm curious to see what it looks like. So I have a few colors because I just love them, but primarily for, no, let's skip that one. For embossing, I have this tub of clear embossing powder that it was a jar, it was bigger than this, so some of it, I actually have some stored somewhere else, and it's clear, and I love using the clear embossing powder with any stamp ink that I like. I like the way it looks. It makes it look glossy, and you can use any color. So I'm gonna go back to this drawer though. Second drawer down, adhesives. All the adhesives. Just about any kind of adhesive you can think of, except I ran out of red line tape. I need to get some of that. And I keep forgetting to use, sometimes when you stamp, if you want a cover portion, use these Post-it removable laving tape. It's awesome. I just don't stamp very often, or I don't think about it. I even have these humongous epoxy dots and gloobers. So they're like huge glue dots. Those aren't. Those are, but yeah, tons of stuff in here. So yeah. Oh, and I do have some foam in here, just little pieces. Oh, and this for, I think it should be up. I think it's supposed to be in here somewhere. It's for the powder for when you're going to emboss. Okay, so this is the mixed media drawer. So I already showed you I have some embossing powder, some Tim Holtz watercolor stock, which I have used on a couple cards. You know, you can use some of these little dishes when you're mixing paint, or even sometimes with water and distress inks. You know, this for water, just fill up that with water. So this is my mixed media drawer. So I have acrylics, old acrylics from Making Memories, new acrylics from Ali Edwards and Studio Calico. I have some milk paints I got like on clearance. And then some, this is a chalk paint my husband gave me for Christmas once. Well, you know, it was like in my stocking. And sponges. I took this tip from Mercy Tiara. I probably will always refer to Mercy Tiara on videos I do, because she's like my idol, and she's just a fabulous scrapbooker and a fabulous YouTuber. And she had the tip about using these little plastic, I guess they're Dixie disposable cups, to mix things in. So like I've mixed some of this milk paint in black. Some of the stuff I've pulled into my Christmas supplies, which I mentioned before in my overall video. Have been living in a Raskog, and everything's all separated so that I can take it wherever I want. And it's like my black and white milk paints are in there. But I have used that. It makes really neat. Mix it with water do some with a big brush and makes really neat splatters that dry very matte. It's cool. I keep this in here because I like to have candles sometimes. So, gelatos. These are all, I don't know why I keep these. I've tried them. It never works, but I'm flocking stuff. And just for if anyone watching this has never heard of this because they came on the scene like more recently and this hasn't been around, you know, no one's used flocking in ages. It's basically little fibers of thread or, you know, cotton. See, yeah, you can see it. So instead of embossing powder, well, it doesn't emboss, like you don't heat it, but instead of like glitter, you flock and you get that felty feel to whatever you're flocking, and I've never been able to make it work. I was thinking maybe I would use red line tape next time I try. That would mean I have to buy red line tape because I ran out, and that would mean that I have to cover whatever I'm going to flock before I say die cut it with the red line tapes at the top so I could flock it with that. A few stickles. I never bought many, and the ones I have I've had since back that day. Oh my god, San Luis Obispo. Okay, San Luis Obispo. I went to school, Cal Poly, for college in San Luis Obispo. I graduated in '99. That is how long I've had these. They're still there. They're still good. Here's this one. It has more of a different iridescence. So, there's only stickles. Say that 5 times fast. That I own. So gelatos, which I've used recently. I like using them. I'm not good at using them. Just so. I bought this recently. Distress glaze. Embossing paste. I've had this. Oh my god, I remember buying this at a scrapbook expo, and that's probably like 10 years ago. Distress crackle paint. So just mosquito stuff. Okay, this is my lovely wood veneer. My wood veneer overfloweth, but this is the main drawer, and I got this idea from Mercy Tiara again. These individual, now hers were really cool. She's got some, and she has way less wood veneer than I do. I am a bit obsessed. Hers connected, but I couldn't find that kind, so I just got these individual ones, all from Joann. So I tried to divide them, and I need to label them, but they're all different kinds, different packs. So like, these are all stars, and they're from different packs, different places, but all the stars are together. I know these are Studio Calico little bubbles with words. I'm just taking these out at the front because it's a lot easier. Another one with words, and these are more like tags and tabs. So anything under the sun, from the potty people from Studio Calico to, they're not even in any order, to hearts, to little geotags, butterflies. So a lot of Studio Calico. That, I feel like they were the ones that kind of made wood veneer popular. And then I have bigger ones for things that need the bigger size. Like I have like probably had 3 packs of different stars that are bigger. And try to get them out without them. These are more sort of thematic, like Prima. These are like Prima ones, and they're a bit more thematic or painted. Oh gosh, I can't do this one-handed. I'll just have to leave that to the side. And then I've put some in these iris cases that all are some theme, but they didn't come all from the same place. Like this is kind of technology, so you've got light bulbs and cell phones and a little typewriter and sewing machine and motorcycle. And some of these I got from a lady, I don't even know her name, who she was, but she and her husband were doing them under her garage. And then there's some flowers. So if you go over here, it's empty. This is all weather related. Umbrellas and clouds and sons. So sometimes I divide things up by theme. Well, a lot by theme. This one would have been more like I took all these for a particular project that I thought I might use. So these are actually kind of all mixed up, as I remember. Since I see a bat, I'm gonna guess it might have been a Halloween sort of. Yep, I see a pumpkin back there. So when I went one time on a crop, which is my weekend getaways with my mother-in-law, I was doing all Halloween pages, so I just pulled a whole bunch of wood veneer. I thought we could go. So here you have, and then some of these more, the thin ones again were a lady that was doing them, her husband out of the garage, back in a Facebook group a long time ago. And then also these the card ones, which I should probably put in with my Project Life. And then some of these, like these are Heidi Swap, and they're actually for Christmas. Like you can use them as ornaments. I do not discriminate about any wood veneer. If it's wood veneer, I probably love it. Chamel, those are cool. And then this drawer has everything that is either new, I couldn't find a place for, or my wood veneer overflow. Like this is brand new. Freckled Fawn, the September kit, which is fabulous. And I just threw it in there. Also, more Freckled Fawn stuff I ordered lately. And then just a mishmash of stuff. Just a mishmash. Some of it's really old. Anyone remember this sort of style? And like this sort of thing. And then, like I said, the Freckled Fawn stuff was brand new. And then I have under here somewhere lots of more wood veneer. So it's just a mess in there. I've sort of just, I mean, my room just so packed. And there's just always going to be a junk drawer. Okay, then coming to these drawers on my left, easily accessible. This is Washi and twine. And I'm at odds in that I would love to have some of this out so I can be seen, and at the same time I don't want to look at the crazy hoarder with, you know, 50 different twine. These are twine too. And, you know, like 1,000 different washi. But I don't like having them all in drawers like this, especially since I've started piling on top the flat ones. So, but, you know, I will have to find a new system for that, and I'll have more space once I get probably more furniture and all that. And so those were up here. Neutral washi, and this is all the pretty colors. And believe me, these were organized, and my kids, when they started school, like one of them, my younger one, Maya, she came in here one day and she used washi to decorate her new notebooks. This is what I got left over. It's usually a little bit better than this. You know, they're usually they all fit in here, lined up in some way. They're not all lined up, but you know, they fit in, and now they're just put on top. But that's cool. And then I have 2 drawers of punches. And when I got my die cut machine, and then when I got my silhouette, I thought I should just get rid of all my punches, but I'm glad I didn't, because I actually turn to punches a lot, especially things like these hexagons, the clouds. I have 3 sides. This is a new tab I got, but for ages and ages I used the Jenny Bolin tab that's in here somewhere. So yeah, I use this a lot. There's another one with hearts, and I can't move this out because this is in the way at the moment. So this is most of the just general punches, shapes and themes, and then this is more of border punches and these kind of random type punches, which I don't, these definitely I don't turn towards, like a corner punch. This one's like, it punches out a circle dots, but I've never used it. I do use this one. It's a hole punch. Right now, We Are Memory Keepers is coming out with an actual punch to do hole reinforcers. The hack to make your own is to get this 3/8 punch from EK Success combined with the We Are Memory Keepers. I think this one's called a power punch. It almost looks like a crocodile, but it's a standard size hole. And if you punch this one, this hole, and then you punch around it with this, you basically, you get a standard size reinforcer. So I got those last year, and then now they're coming out with the punch to make those reinforcers, which I will probably get as well. So this is more border stuff, some of the straight ones that go around, and then you can have the corner pieces, you know. That's that sort of punch. Back there, I think those are sort of like spring punches with dragonflies and flowers, and I don't use those for anything at all. This is my Ali Edwards drawer, which I am outgrowing as well. I tell you, if I get into something, I get into it all the way. And then I do have some, I actually won a lovely, lovely prize from Scrapbooking Cards for National Scrapbooking Day, and one of the prizes I won was a set of Clearly Kelly stamps. I threw those in there because, I don't know, for some reason, they made me think of Ali Edwards style. And I need to find a system for my stamps, and so I just threw those in there. This is empty, I believe. And this is the kits, Ali Edwards kits that I've been collecting. I've used a few, and then all the stamps. And some of these are old, new stamps, and some are old stamps, like her Technique Tuesday days. So that's all there, and I'm hoping to have a better system for her stuff in my new place as well. Over here we have old chipboard letters, and I have been tempted so many times to just get rid of this stuff. And I just keep hanging on. I'm definitely going to cull through this. And I wonder, it feels like chipboard's coming back in style, and I wonder if anyone would like this stuff. Some I might use, like those. And then others, this is like, you know, it's just not quite my style anymore. And that's chipboard. Fall. I've just been cramming a whole bunch of fall stuff in here besides paper. The paper's over here with the Halloween, and there's usually a fall category there, but I think I pulled that out for some scrapbooking too. So this is all fall. Halloween and fall. All my goodies. Which I want to be scrapping right now. This is another catch-all, and it was, I ordered a whole bunch of Gossamer Blue kits. I never subbed, and there's some old stuff here that's actually Scrapbook Circle, but Gossamer Blue, I never subbed Gossamer Blue because I could never decide which kit to sub, but what I would do is every few months, I'd place an order, and lots of the kits from the past few months were still there. So I would order a whole bunch at once. Just pick and choose between, you know, like the main scrapbooking kit and the planner kit and then whatever kit. I pick and choose what I love. And then just when I was considering, like, maybe I should just sub because I love them so much anyway, and I've been buying so much from them anyway, she announced that she was closing, and it's devastated. I think everyone's been devastated by that. So this is my little Gossamer Blue hoard, and there's papers and stuff in there. Alright, this is the graveyard, and this is tools that either don't get used or hardly get used. So like this one occasionally, and I don't think I want to get rid of that, but there's tools in here that I should absolutely get rid of, including this tag curler that I actually bought last year. I don't know what possessed me to do that. I mean, it was cheap, but still, I didn't need it, and then I had like 1 pack of these tags, and then I ended up buying, the tool came with more. And okay, maybe as I box this stuff up in the next couple days, that's gonna have to go. And then these, I feel like I shouldn't get rid of these just in case. These circle cutters. What is this called? A crimper. The crimper. I even have the Stamp-A-Majig, which I never figured out, will never use. I have 2 Misties, and yet I can't seem to get rid of that. So, I mean, I would love to give them away to someone that actually wants them, but it's like no one wants the old stuff, right? And then I can use the brayer. And then this is all this, when I replaced, so about 1.5 years ago, I went through, all I had were these little cat's eye type stamp pads. And I hate them because they always fall out. And I had some old inks. These are really old. And this I got when I got married, believe it or not, which was in 2000. So anyways, a lot of old stuff. And then I went through and I researched, I looked at and took advice from Jennifer McGuire. I've got new stuff from like Studio Calico, W+9, who has my absolutely favorite aqua color in Lake House. I got a whole bunch of colors of StazOn and VersaFine. You know, I revamped my stamping and I love what I have now. So the rest of the stuff kind of just got thrown in here. And this is what I used to have mostly of, these little ones. And I just found I don't like them. So I feel like I want to give away inks. But again, I'm afraid that like people don't even want these. I mean, some of them work well, some of them don't. I would have to go through and just like they have ink, but I just can't stand the little ones. They flop off sometimes. I think this is Technique Tuesday, Ali Edwards, and I'd have to check. But anyway, I think most of the stuff I just got to throw away. Now the VersaFine, I bought all the colors, and they ink fantastically. But I don't like these little. I wanted to test them, and then I found out I just don't like the little ink pads. I like the full-size ink pads. So maybe I'll give away some of these VersaFine. I know of it. I want to do another giveaway. I did a recent one with some ink, some stamps, and I want to do another giveaway. I know that I just hit 600 on my. I have 2 of these StazOn in brown. I don't hardly use the brown. You know what I mean? So I know that I hit 600 on my Instagram account today. Woohoo! But I did have some stuff set apart for doing a giveaway for that and for this YouTube channel, and it got packed away. So I'm going to have to wait a couple weeks, and then I want to do a giveaway for, I think I'll do 2. One for Instagram and one for the YouTube. This is all chipboard, mini album stuff, you know, clearance stuff, different clear things, little booklets, day books, I can't remember what that's called, simple stories, all these little envelopes and stuff. So that's what's in here. Good things for mini albums, and I haven't been making them. And this I got at Ali Edwards Story Camp. Maybe I'll give this away. I've got to make some decisions to go through this. Okay, so those are my drawers around my craft table, my scrap table. I sort of showed everyone kind of really quick. You know, I forgot to mention I have stencils here. And then the Ali Edwards type silk screens are in here with the Ali Edwards stuff. I think that's what's in this little bag, or this little lunch bag, or maybe they're down here. I just can't open this right now. But other stencils are here. I'm trying to remember if I went into details on anything else around here. I'm sort of running out of time because I have to get going. So 6x6 pads. I love this little basket, and it holds 6 by 6 and then some on the side. I wish it held like exactly and I could have two, but so I might be looking for something else for my 6 by 6 pads. And these are all, some of these are doubles, and then these, some of them are specialty papers. So 6 by 6 pads. Is there anything else that I didn't cover? My tool holder. You know, I think most people have some of the same things. Tiny attacher, some different inks, glues. Tim Holtz, I've come to love these two scissors. They are so comfortable. And I have tons of scissors because I quilt. So you'll see over here, I'll try to go slow down. I have other kinds of scissors. You know, I have like the Ginger scissors, which are the shears that are fabric only, you know, really great, but they're hard, you know, and these Tim Holtz ones are just so nice to use. So nice. Crocodile stuff, corner chomper. Can't live without the corner chomper. I use mostly the 1/4 inch so much. Some brushes, and these are just for filing off, like when you punch something and the edge isn't that clean. Some emery boards. These are for using as glue. They're from the Dental Supply. You can get them on Amazon. Also, per Jennifer McGuire's suggestion, they are awesome. They're like little tips, so you can get a little tiny bit of glue on those little tiny intricate dies. Undo. I could not live without undo. I really need to order some because I know it's back ordered. This stuff is so good for taking things off. All the sticky stuff. Just recently got this distress sprayer and I love it. It's the best. That's locked. It's the best for using with distressed ink or with just when I need a little bit of water. I spritz it directly on the mat or on some wax paper. But I just spritzed it directly on the mat. You know, this is the Heidi Swap mat. What else is in here? So I already showed you, this is the Power Punch. It's a standard hole punch. So much better than the old style. Tiny attacher, brushes, some bead stuff, you know, when you have to cut wire. Or I use that to cut the backs of brads off, and then I stick a tiny mini or micro glue dot in the back of the brad, and I use it like an enamel dot. Water pens, water spritzers. I'm not fond of this one. It's the Craft. Okay, I can't get it to focus on this because there's too much stuff in the background. There we go. Or maybe not. The Craft Exacto kind of thing from Tim Holtz is the only tonic tool I just don't really care. It's just too thin. But I do like the retractable awl. This just isn't gonna work, is it? It wants to focus further away. Sorry. What else? I think that's basically it. Bone. One of those bone folder thingies and staples. Oh. Extremely old eyelet setter. And I still have, I can't get it out, the little hammer. This is the hammer and the eyelet setter. Making memories. Brings back memories, doesn't it? When we all used to be on, I remember cropping with my mother-in-law and sister-in-laws. Sitting there, bang, 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 that's all you hear. One more thing I'll show you real quick, and then I think that kind of covers my room, and I'll be excited to start working on my new room, and kind of show progress on that, and come up with some new techniques or strategies to organize my stash. My thickers are in this box. I think it's like, it's a 6 by 12, and I got it at Michael's a long time ago. In the part that has topiary and flowers and stuff. And this was sort of organized. I've kind of added some stuff. So I have white, I had white to black, you know, just different neutral tones, and then color tones here. So it's gotten messed up, and there's some stuff that's taken out for the Christmas stuff. My Christmas stash is separate. So I took a lot of the white ones out, some black ones. But yeah, I even cut, for instance, this is part of one of those 12 by 12 sheets from Simple Stories, and I cut the alphabet out, put them in here. I really like having things separated by size for the alphas. And then, you know, like the craft ones and browns. And then I do have the big 12. So what I like about this is I have 12 by 6 sheets and 12 by 12 sheets. And I like being able to flip through. Some really old Becky Higgins stuff from the school kits that I have. And then, see, these should probably go with the other ones in the drawer and actually get organized better anyway. And then I do have some of these that I just felt like I couldn't cut apart. So they have alphas, but they also have stickers and word strips. Sometimes I cut them, sometimes I don't. That's what's here. This other one is this next size down alphas. All different kinds. These are even like print your own. So not quite as big as the thickers, although these you could argue they are, but the paper they're on are not as quite as big. And a lot of these little tab stickers, tile stickers, all the mini market stickers. So this is another set of stickers that I consider not thickers. These are also flat, mostly flat. See, there's one that got cut from a bigger sheet. Whereas these are mostly dimensional. And then that box also, this one came from Joanne, also in the topiary section, potted plants and stuff. And then these are all little word strips. And I take everything out of my packaging, and I'm going to have to stop doing that now. Some of them I don't remember where they're from. Some of these were cut from a bigger sheet. I think it had on the side the alphabet. And word strips and phrases. So this is where all these live. The only thing I didn't show in great detail, although I did go over it in my overall tour, are what I do with papers. But they need some more organization anyway. And what I do with ephemera packs. And you can kind of see, like, I divide it by mostly themes, some manufacturer, but I'm not going to take them out and show you. I think, and there's other things I could even go into more. I think it'll just be fun to do a few videos here and there as I set up my new room and maybe divide things up differently, spread out differently, get things out of drawers more and into bins I can pull out, something like that. You know, because I have things like these wood veneer, but also the acrylics that are just jammed together. A lot of acrylic pieces from Elle's Studio and all that. I always forget if it's Elle or Ellie's Studio. And paper clips. Oh, I really should point where I needed to point, huh? So, you know, there's some things here that just could do better organization. I think everything I have, I could do better organizing, and I'm hoping to, as I have room to really think about things and spread out and all that. All right, so that concludes my room tours. Thank you so much for watching, and keep an eye out. I will, in the next couple weeks, I'm gonna run a giveaway. So keep watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.